Hey everyone, it's Kelsey. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do another weekly vlog and kind of get back to vlogging. I know I didn't post on Sunday again, and I had a lot to think about this week. If you watched my last vlog, then you know that I got my role, and at first I really wasn't happy with it, but the resort's kind of cute, and like I've been reconsidering is kind of the gist of this story. I still haven't made my final decision. I don't really need to make a final decision right now though. I just have to like do the paperwork before I move in, and then I have to decide in enough time to pack and buy my plane ticket and whatnot. But I am reconsidering now that I've had like some time to think about it, which is why I made sure to give myself a week before I did anything rash, because I tend to be kind of hasty in my reaction to things. And today I've just been doing research and just trying to figure out what I want to choose and what I want my choice to be. I did rebook my road test for Tuesday the 7th, so hopefully I pass this time. I will pass. I'm putting that out there into the universe right now. We're getting back up on the saddle. Yesterday I drove my car like around with my dad for the first time because we got it registered and everything, so I got to actually like take it out on the road, which was so fun and exciting. We put gas in it, so yeah, it was a good time. I finished season 3 of OBX, which I might do like a little review video on it. I don't know, I was toying with the idea of doing that. I flew through it. I watched it in like 24 hours. Back to my channel. Welcome back to this weekly vlog. It is officially March. I am so excited. February was kind of a really weird month, and it was, I don't know, kind of boring. I don't know how to describe February. It was just a weird month. There was more, I don't like to say that there was a lot of like bad news, because there was definitely good things about February, so I'm just gonna say it was a weird month. But anywho, I'm so happy it's March, so happy it's a new month, fresh start, spring starting. It's like 40 something degrees today, so I had like all the windows open earlier and was just like soaking up the warm air. I know that's not warm to most people, but I live in New England, so for me, I'm like, it's spring now. So I was enjoying it. Yeah, this week I have basically been doing a lot of thinking. If you watched my last vlog, you know that I got my role. My official role is quick service food and bev at Goods Foods to Go at the Old Key West Resort at Disney World. So at first when I got my role, as you saw in the other vlog, I was disappointed. I didn't really want quick service, but like there was a giant probability that I was gonna get quick service, and pretty much everyone in my rival group got quick service that I talked to. I just think it's like just what they needed with that date, and I wanted it to be someplace magical. I didn't really want to be at a resort. I wanted to, and if I was at a resort, I wanted like Port Orleans or something. But I had a week to reflect, and I had a week to do some research and talk to people, and my official decision is that I'm gonna go anyways, and I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm actually really excited. First of all, the resort is a deluxe resort, and I've heard it's quiet, which means it's probably going to be less stressful than other quick service jobs would be, like if I was in Magic Kingdom or something, which is definitely a plus because I do have anxiety, so that's definitely a plus for me. Thinking about it more, I'm like, working quick service, it's like, it's good. I feel like it might actually be kind of nice to work a job like that that's pretty easy to grasp and like pretty mundane, and that you can like kind of know what you're doing, because I feel like lately, obviously I'm fresh from college, and before that I was fresh from high school. I didn't take a gap year or anything, and I've never really worked a job or like done something that wasn't to better my career. Like everything I've done in my life has been with pressure on it, has been with an end goal in mind. And this is the first thing that I'm kind of doing. Like, yes, it's gonna look good on my resume, and yes, I would like to make connections, but I'm mostly doing this because it's something I've wanted to do, and I feel like it's going to be fun and a good experience. And this is kind of the first thing that I've done, like purely because of that, except a summer camp. I did PCC one year, which is Project Contemporary Program, and that was an amazing experience, and it was one of the best, if not the best experience of my life. And I look back on that fondly, and I was scared to do that, and I didn't know anyone doing that, and it was a random decision as well. So I feel like I've got a good track record with these random spontaneous decisions, so I'm actually really excited now looking back on it. The resort is actually really cute. I watched little resort tours and just like kind of did more research and saw what it was all about. I think it's actually the oldest resort at Disney, if not, I know it's one of the oldest. I can't remember if it's actually like the oldest, but it's one of the oldest. It's one of the OGs. And it has like tennis courts and ping pong, and it has like a bunch of fun activities. And I just feel like it's gonna be like a nice place to work. It's gonna feel like working at a country club or like a yacht club. And I feel like it's gonna be a good vibe. I've also like joined some Facebook groups, and like everyone who works there seems really nice. And another plus is I learned that if you are cast in quick service, you can pick up shifts at other quick service places. So I could pick up a shift at Port Orleans, or I could pick up a shift in Magic Kingdom if I really wanted to. So if that was something that I was really sad that I didn't get a chance to do, I could always pick up a shift there. Also, I'm kind of excited that I'm going to be at a resort because it's going to be less suey, which means getting there every day is probably going to be less stressful. And I don't know, this resort in particular is just like nice and quiet, and the vibes are chill, and I am from New England, and I know it's based off of Old Key West, but it also kind of has like a Cape Cod vibe, so I feel like I'll kind of feel at home in a way. So I'm actually kind of really excited for this upon reflection. It is also only a 3-minute drive from Port Orleans, which means I'm gonna be close to Port Orleans, so I could just like pop on over and like visit for lunch, which is really exciting. So I'm actually really excited for this now. I'm also scared, obviously. Moving is scary, but I'm trying to think of it as more of an adventure than a move. And that's another reason that I'm like, oh, so I think I'm gonna fly down instead, because I think that's less stressful, because then I don't have stuff with me to worry about taking back. They don't have to worry about taking my car back, and I can kind of just like do my own thing, and I don't have like any like assets to really like worry about. I think it'll encourage me to bring less stuff, which I think will make packing easier. Because I am an overpacker, but if I'm going on a plane, there's only so much I can bring, and there's stuff I just physically cannot bring on a plane. So I think it's actually gonna help me pack and make the process easier and less stressful. So I'm actually really excited, really happy with this decision. And I had kind of a negative outlook, I feel like, in the last vlog, but I wanted to include it because I wanted to show my like real, honest, raw reaction, because I feel like not a lot of people do that, and everyone just like only shows like this part when they're like have thought about it and they're like excited. And so then I felt like I shouldn't do the DCP because I wasn't excited at first, but now I'm like, oh, like I'm sure everyone goes through this. So I just wanted to show that whole process and be transparent. That's kind of the long and short of it. But that is also why I gave myself the week to think everything through and not do anything. And I'm so glad I did that, because here we are a week later and I have changed my mind, and now I 100% am doing the program and want to do it, and I'm actually really excited. Also, last week was just a really bad week for me in general, or was it the week before? Whatever week I vlogged, that week was just a really bad week for me. It was the week of Valentine's Day. It was like, Valentine's Day was good, but then it was like, after that, like Wednesday and on, was just, it was an awful week. Just like a lot of bad news, a lot of bad things happened, a lot of stressful things happened, and not even just for me, just for like people around me too. So it was just not a good environment mentally, and I think that definitely played a role in my mindset, and I just got into this like negative mentality of like everything sucks, you know. And now, after thinking and reflecting, I don't feel like that anymore. I'm like, oh, this is such an opportunity. Like, I'm thinking of the positives of this role and working here and everything that it has to offer, and I'm just happy that I gave myself the time to think about it. Like a roller coaster, it's been a lot of extreme emotions, but I think that's normal. This is a big decision, and this is like kind of the biggest decision that I feel like I've ever made in my life, because even when I went to college in state, and my college was only like 20 minutes away from my mother's house. Like, this is the farthest I'm going from my family. So for me, this is the biggest decision I've ever made. And my sister does live in Florida, so I have family there. So that makes me feel better. It's like, I think, coming from a place of fear and frustration, and yeah. So, but now I have a kind of a better outlook, and my final decision is that I am going. So I'm very excited. Hopefully we get our leases soon so I know what my room is. I did link with a roommate already, but I would like to know the room size, like, because that changes the bed size, so I just need to know like what I need to order, so to say. So hopefully we get those soon. Someone said this week, but I think it's not going to be until Monday, because it says 2 weeks before you arrive, and 2 weeks is Monday the 6th. I think those are my big updates. Oh, I have reading updates, but I don't have my phone to give them to you. Oh no. And my Kindle's dead. I started reading this really good book. It's called like How to Do the Work or something. I'll put a picture right here. So, you know, there's the actual title and the author and everything, but it's very informative. It's all about healing childhood trauma and like transforming and changing your like negative behaviors and your bad behaviors and patterns so that you can like be the best version of you. The author makes a lot of interesting points about anxiety, and like specifically genetic anxiety, like the language that we use to describe it, which is I do this and I'm guilty of this. Like we say, oh, like that's just genetic, like I have an anxiety disorder, and then that's kind of all you are in your own mind, and you're like, oh, that's just a part of me, that's part of my identity, and I can't do anything to change it. And I have been stuck in this mindset for so long. I've just been like, it is who I am. I'm just gonna always have to deal with it. It's genetic, I can't control it. And he made a lot of interesting points about it, and I don't want to go too much into this topic without like having quotes and writing a script, and like, because I don't want to say anything that's like completely inaccurate, but that was like the gist. And basically he's just talking about like how to kind of change that mindset, and like how to be like, yeah, yes, that's true that like we do have like DNA that like is there, but I guess there was a scientific study that says that like our environment actually can change our like genetic makeup or something. I don't know. Again, I need to get quotes for this. I wasn't prepared to go into a big explanation of this book right now, but I'm like, I don't know how far into it I am, maybe 20%, and it's so fascinating. I'm learning a lot. I wanted to give like a little like excerpt in case like anyone else finds it interesting. I'm finding this book so informative and just so fascinating, and now I'm like, I want to learn more about the science of this. So, alright, I will update you guys when I have more to update you on, I guess. Also, look at my fit today. I kind of love it. The NYC letters literally match these pants, and I didn't know that, and I just like threw on the sweatshirt because I love this sweatshirt, and I was like semi-cold because I'm literally wearing like a crop top, and I feel like I just discovered a new fit, like new fit unlocked. So I also love this hairstyle. Okay, I think those are all my updates. I'll probably forget something and then have to pop back on later, but it just be like that sometimes, I suppose.